You're listening to Radio Kidnappers, the voice of Hawke's Bay, and we've got Heather in the studio with us again today. Hey, Heather.
Hi, Jill. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Good.
It's food for lifetime, and I believe today our topic is hay fever and getting ready for spring.
Yeah, I thought that was a good topic, all things considered. It's the 1st of September, and a lot of people think it is the first day of spring. I don't think it is, like, officially if we Googled it, but...
It's just the easy one to remember, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, nature's telling us that spring is kind of here with all the flowers.
I feel like it's been here for a couple of weeks already.
The pollen started then, didn't it?
Yeah.
Nice layer of yellow on the windscreen in the morning.
Yeah, I woke up feeling very unwell that day.
Oh, yes? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. You and probably a lot of other people.
Yes, I don't think I was the only one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, hay fever is really common. I'm seeing, more people just sneezing and complaining of the itchy and the red and the watery eyes. And I think because of COVID, they're almost a little bit paranoid because you don't want to sneeze in public.
No, and mine seems to turn up with like a cough and a sore throat, and everyone's like, oh, do you have COVID? It's like, no, this happens when pollen turns up.
Exactly, yeah. So, yeah, it's super common. It's very annoying, and for some people it can be so severe they have to get, injections to help deal with it. Other people can get by with just antihistamines, some kind of hay fever tablet. But I just thought today I'd give you some practical tips and some things like nutritionally that you can do as well to help with it. Because people that get hay fever, oftentimes it's down to your gut health, your liver function, where, as you know from past shows, your immune system resides in your gut lining. So that's kind of your first line of defense. And I think that should be really a focus right now, especially with the COVID going around, building up that immune system.
Yes.
That's one of the best things we can all do right now.
Yep.
So, so focusing on gut and liver health can be really helpful.
So what are some things we can do to kind of improve that?
Yeah, so there's actually some, first of all, looking at, gut and liver health. So if you're listening and you're like, well, I don't know how good my gut is, I've wondered for a long time because I get really bad bloating, my stomach pain comes and goes, my bowels aren't very regular, I have constipation, really gassy. Those are all signs there could be something wrong in the gut lining. So the first thing to do would probably be if you can see someone like myself, like a natural health practitioner, I'm a registered nutritionist, or even just go into a pharmacy, dare I say it, and just talk to them about some of your symptoms, and they might be able just to put you on something simple. Like one of my favorite well-rounded products would be just a gut care powdered supplement. A common one in pharmacies is Nutrilife Gut. I think it's called Gut Health. And it's just a little canister, and it's powder, and it's got like a complex that's really good for your gut. So it's got like glutamine and vitamin D and zinc and slippery elm, all those weird words.
Things I've never heard of.
Yeah. So that can just, kind of heal and soothe the gut lining. I mean, that's not the be-all, end-all answer to heal your gut, but it's something, you can do.
It's a starting point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, of course, there's simple things that common sense, like reducing your sugar.
That one's a hard one. I get told it a lot, and it's like, oh, yeah, but it's yummy.
Yeah, I know. It is tough, but if you just do a little, test experiment, in a day, just say, okay, I'm just going to actually see how much sugar I actually do have. I'm going to look at labels. I'm going to write it down. I'm going to Google how much, even natural sugar, that counts. So how much sugar is in an apple? 10 grams. Okay. So women, you're looking at 30, 35 grams a day max. It's amazing how quickly you can go over.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And
even when you get something that you think is healthy, if you look at the back, it's normally got a higher number than you expect next to sugars.
Yeah. I've been really enjoying those, I think it's by Tasty, those protein bars, and there's like 5 ingredients, and so, like there's dates and
Yeah.
figs, and of course I know
yum.
dried fruit is
Yeah.
high in sugar, but I actually looked at it and I thought, this little tiny little bar, I mean, it's so small, it's got like, I think it was 11 grams of sugar, and I thought, oh my god,
Yeah.
am I going to count that, you know?
There's, I can't remember what it is now, but there's something I had the other day, and it didn't sound terrible with the amount of sugar. It was something like 15 grams. I was like, but the product's only 20 grams. And I was like, wow, I'm basically just eating straight sugar.
Yeah. And yeah, so watching your sugar intake, too much sugar is going to feed the bad guys in the gut, and you'll end up with a host of issues. And, you know, I could talk, the show's not about sugar, but
It's not.
Anyway, just, yeah, look out for your sugar intake, do an experiment, see how much you're actually having in a day.
Yep.
So that's one thing you can do is reduce your sugar. Of course, alcohol, you know.
I mean, that contains sugar anyway.
Totally.
So,
Totally, yeah. So, you know, look, how much should you have? Well, I can't really say. Like, I don't know what they recommend in standard drinks, but just being, you know, if you're having too much. So,
yeah. You've got that naggy voice in your head.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. And then learn to read labels, look at ingredients, and see if you actually recognize the ingredients. You know, if you don't, your body doesn't. It can't break it down. It doesn't know how because it's foreign. So, those are just some things you can do to help, you know, boost your immunity. And it's spring. Like, when we think about spring, we think about coming out of hibernation, getting healthy, getting fit. You know, we'll be wearing less clothes, more of our body will be exposed. Like, we start thinking about that kind of stuff. So, you know, you want to get healthy.
Well, a good immune system or strong immune system, does that actually help with hay fever? Is hay fever something that if you get it, you're just going to get it?
Well, no, that's not true, because I've heard testimonies of clients I've helped with their gut, and they say, amazingly, my hay fever is not nearly as bad this year. So they may still have it to a certain degree, but not like they did.
Yeah.
And people have said, oh, I've moved from, I don't know, Christchurch to Hawke's Bay, and I can't believe how bad my hay fever is. And so, yeah, I don't think it's something you have to struggle with. There are things you can do to help. No, I'm not saying completely eliminate it, but yeah.
But you can lessen the effect of it.
Yeah. And another one, simple probiotic. Like, honestly, I think most people should be taking a maintenance one. You know, stress is high with everything going on. It changes your gut bacteria. Why not? At least it's a simple capsule a day. Take it and put in some good guys as your first line of defense.
What do probiotics do? I mean, I've heard the term bandied about, and people talk about them and rave about them, but I don't actually know what they do.
So pretty much there are so many different types of probiotics out there, and there's so many different strains of bacteria, like bifidobacterium, you know, acidophilus is a common one everyone's heard of. You know, they're kind of hard to pronounce names, and those names are the different strains of bacteria, and those different strains can help in different ways. So like if you came to see me and you were having really bad stomach pain and bloating and constipation, I'd put you on a specific probiotic that I know is designed to help with that. I won't go into the details of what that can do, but what it does, probiotics in general, they go into the gut and they line the gut. So it's like putting in a nice barrier lining in the gut. And they're your defense. They help you absorb nutrients from food, which is important. Your body needs the nutrients. You can eat them, but you actually have to digest them and then absorb them. And they're your immune system as well. And they help with your brain health, you know, the way you think and process, and your energy, everything. So the gut, you know, as Hippocrates said, all disease begins in the gut. It's really true. So you go after that, and it's amazing the ripple effect it can have in different areas in the body. So,
sounds good.
Yeah. A few other tips if you're listening and you really suffer from hay fever. Obviously, vitamin C, I think people have heard of that. That decreases the allergic reaction and any irritation in the upper respiratory tract. So, you know, you can supplement with vitamin C. I always, as a nutritionist, like to go to food as well. You know what vitamin C is, right? Citrus, you know,
like oranges, mandarins, etc.
All that's, you know, on the trees at the moment. We have a great orange tree. So, putting lemon in your water, oranges, strawberries when they come into season. Broccoli actually has high vitamin C.
Nice.
So does red capsicum, high in vitamin C.
Yeah.
So get it in ya. And if you want to supplement, during allergy season, go for it. Not all vitamin C is the same. I would highly recommend liposomal vitamin C. So it just helps with the absorption into the body.
Yep.
That is something that was sold out during COVID.
Oh, wow.
The liposomal, I couldn't even get a hold of it because it was just so popular.
Yeah.
People knew to take it to boost their immunity.
Can you take too much vitamin C? Like, I know some supplements people say, or the experts say, you can't have you shouldn't have too much of it because it's bad for you. Is vitamin C one of them?
Not really. Like with vitamin C, it mainly just it comes out the other end, really.
Right.
So you can't really overdo it. I had a
That's
client
good.
the other day say they had. He knew he needed vitamin C, and he was on the chewing ones.
Yeah.
And he had like 5, and he was as he was chewing it, he's like, "Yeah, my body needs this," but then he knew to stop. So he was worried about the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's nothing to really.
Well, that's all right then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, get your vitamin C in. Turmeric is really good. It's a good anti-inflammatory. It's got curcumin in it, so it can reduce that the inflammation-driven part of the hay fever. So it's a great anti-inflammatory, and it's also been shown to help minimize swelling and irritation, like in the throat or the nose from hay fever. So
Yeah.
turmeric. Not everyone likes the taste. Have you had it?
Probably. Can't remember if I like it or not, which probably means it was one of those, it's okay things.
Yeah, it's a spice. Like it's notorious as an anti-inflammatory. It's just fantastic, and the best way to get it, I think, is a capsule. Personally,
Yeah.
Not everyone likes the taste, and you're not going to want to put turmeric on your stir fries or
You're
in
not
your
going to want to put it
smoothies.
in everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so take a capsule. Good quality curcumin. Yeah,
Can you get them from a health store?
yeah, anywhere. Pharmacies, Health
Oh,
2000.
Nice. Yep.
Yep. And the last one, if I've ever have a client say, they suffer from hay fever, omega-3s, fish oil. If you don't like eating, fatty fish, sardines, salmon, even tuna, I would go for a fish oil.
Yep.
Just anyway in your diet, as a supplement. A lot of people don't like eating fish. So you're missing out on those, the EPA and DHA. Really good for your brain as well. Thyroid. Yep.
Nice.
Helps with focus. So getting that in. It also helps decrease the narrowing of the airways that occurs with when you have asthma or seasonal allergies. So it helps open everything up a little bit.
Very useful stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And always consult with your doctor, because fish oil also has a tendency to thin your blood. So if you're already on blood thinners
You don't really
or
want that.
certain medications, you need to be careful. You're going into surgery, certain areas you need to look out for. So vitamin C, turmeric, fish oil, boosting your immunity, working on your gut health and your liver as well. So supporting your liver, which we can all do. I mean, our livers work extremely hard for us. Cruciferous vegetables, so broccoli, cauli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, turmeric pops up again, lemon and lime, and of course,
I like lemon and lime.
water.
Yes.
Lots of water.
I do find water easier to drink in summer when it's cold, like you want the cold drink. Whereas in winter when you want a hot drink, I find drinking a glass of water I don't know, it just seems harder.
Yeah.
So,
You're not alone.
Yeah.
Like, I hear that often. And we don't get as thirsty either in the winter.
No.
And people only tend to drink, some people, when they're thirsty. And by the time you're thirsty, you're already dehydrated. So it really is, it takes 3 months to form a habit. It really is a habit that should be formed, even in the winter. Just sip it throughout the day. Have it on your desk. Get it in you, especially if you're a coffee drinker. Because it's going to just take that water out, so you need to put it back in.
Yeah. I've cut down on my coffee, so I think that's a good start.
That's great. Very good. I've got some practical tips as well. So,
awesome.
Just some tips to help reduce your exposure in general. So, avoid being outdoors if you can. I know it's not easy before like 10 a.m. because that's when the pollen is at its highest. And then like after 5. I know that's really hard, but if you can do it, do it. If you suffer really badly, just avoid exposure. Another one is, if you can, don't hang your clothes outside. They're just going to be sitting there in the sun.
Get soaked in it.
Yeah. So then you're bringing it inside.
Yeah.
And sneezing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same thing with pets. poor pets. But try and wash them because they too, they roll around in the grass and this and that.
Cats are gonna love that.
Yeah. I'm allergic to cats. I have a cat. I brush him a lot.
Yeah.
But totally brush them, wash them. They're just gonna make you sneeze, especially when you want to cuddle up to them and you're kissing them and then you sneeze.
Yeah. Not ideal.
No. And also when you're driving, so when you're out and about, you can actually put your vents in your car on recirculating air.
Yes.
So, because that pollen will get into the car. I noticed I thought it was dust, but I think it's a bit of pollen on my dashboard and stuff.
I'm not surprised considering how thick it was a couple of weeks back on the outside of my car.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised some was probably going to get in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's another tip. Shower and change your clothes after you've been outside just to remove the pollen. And clean where you can, vacuum and dust where you can. Leaving windows open will obviously bring the pollen in. Of course, you want fresh air at the same time. So
yeah, maybe limit how many windows are open or something.
Yeah, if it's really windy and you've got a window open where in the wind direction, maybe shut that and open at the other side of the house. Just practical stuff.
Yeah, limit the pollen inside as much as possible.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah. So those are my practical tips. If anyone's listening and they want to get some testing done, I do food and environmental testing. On the environmental side, it will test for chlorine, detergents, diesel, dust, fabric softeners, feathers, paint mix, perfume, pine pollen, flower pollen, grass pollen, mixed pollens. So if you really want to know, how sensitive am I? Is it a chronic? Is it an acute? How severe? You can always get this test done. It also tests for foods. You could be sensitive to over 150 different foods.
Wow.
So it's kind of a very comprehensive test and worth doing.
Yeah.
So it pretty much covers all the different types of pollen.
Mm-hmm.
Pine pollen, mixed, grass, and flower.
Yep.
Flower pollen, yep.
Cool.
Yeah. So
with the getting ready for spring, other than getting rid of your hay fever, do you have any other top tips for us?
Yeah. Well, like I mentioned, starting to up your water intake. We're going to be more active. People are out and about more. I know when I was in town this weekend, I couldn't believe how busy it was. It was great to see.
It was.
All the playgrounds and along the Marine Parade. They've done such a beautiful job out there. And it was just packed. So you're more active. It was like 20 degrees and, our beautiful Hawke's Bay sun. Just sweat a bit more.
Yeah.
Got to start increasing that water intake so you don't end up dehydrated. So, good one for spring cleaning. So do you spring clean your house at all? Anything you do? A lot of people do.
Not really in spring. I'll give it a good clean every 6 months-ish, but it's not necessarily a spring thing.
Right, okay.
It's normally a winter on a really wet, gross day, and then summer when I'm hiding from the sun because I don't want to get sunburnt and I'm bored.
Yeah, true. Well, a lot of people do, use the spring as a time to clean. Everything opens up and they see the dust more. And
because the sun shines differently on it.
Yeah. I noticed some dust on my table today. I thought I really need to get to some dusting. But if you're going to clean your house, why not clean out your fridge?
Oh yeah, I don't do that very often.
It's a really good feeling to take everything out of your fridge. And like, I mean, some things in the back, it's like, oh, okay, that's got some mold, that's really expired. And, you know, please don't throw it away. If it's a glass container, please like empty it, rinse it, and recycle it.
Yeah.
Because I think some people just have a tendency to just dump it in the trash can.
Yeah.
And then you clean it out, and then you like put everything in anew and afresh. And it's just, for me, I don't know why, maybe because I'm a nutritionist, but it gives me such a good feeling of like accomplishment.
I did that over lockdown. I did it with my pantry.
Yeah, I did too.
Took everything out, and then I re-put how it all went back in. Because sometimes you change what you grab the most or whatever, and I'd found that I was reaching over stuff. I was like, well, that needs to be near the front because I reach for a lot. I found stuff I didn't even know I had, and then I was like, yeah, I'm not ever using this. So I rehomed it to people who would use it.
Perfect. Yeah. I did that too. I think a lot of people cleaned out their pantry. Yeah. Got rid of expired stuff. And I don't know, you know, spring's the time where people start to focus more on their health. So maybe, you know, the chips are out or whatever your favorite naughty food is, and you put in a healthier version of it. I don't know.
Yes.
Swapping things out, but I think a good clean out, now's the time to do it.
Yep.
It's like a new beginning. You know, lots of people say it's a new me.
Yeah.
When the warmer weather comes out, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to get healthy and fit, so why not clean that area where you reach for your food most.
I like doing the wardrobe as well. When you're putting all your winter stuff to the back of the wardrobe, that's kind of when I go through it. Not really in autumn, like when I'm picking the winter stuff out. It's always a springtime thing, and I think, oh, I never wore that last summer, or oh, I really love that top. And something about spring, isn't there? Yeah. We come out of hibernation. We do.
Yeah.
And it's sunny and it's exciting and it's not wet and cold anymore. And
I think moods, it's amazing how our environment, the weather can affect our mental health.
Yes.
I think vitamin D has a lot to do with that as well, getting more sun exposure, but I love spring. And cutting back on portions, we tend to eat more in the winter. You know, we do put on that like hibernating layer, like, you know, like a bear, you know, we eat more and we stay inside. So now's the time you don't need as much food.
No, I seem to find in spring and summer I'm busier and I'm not sitting there bored. When I'm bored, I'm like, oh, I'm bored, what should I do? I'll just eat something.
Totally, yeah.
Whereas it's not quite the same in spring and summer. You're out busy doing stuff and you get to the end of the day like, oh, I should probably eat something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. And my last tip, I know time's almost up, but get a health check. So I've had several people be booking online for this, and I thought now's a good time to promote it. So get to know some important numbers.
Yeah.
So the health check is 30-minute appointment with me, and you get, I think it's 10 examinations and tests that can reveal a lot about your health in 30 minutes. The first one is tongue examination. So the tongue is an extension of your digestive tract, and amazingly, you can tell a lot by looking at someone's tongue. So that's one of the tests, examinations I do. So you can see all the amazingly different types of tongues out there.
Yeah, there's a few.
Nails as well, so I'll take a look at the nails. Believe it or not, there are so many different signs on the nails. Pitting, spooning, clubbing, different grooves. White spots, are they pale, are they blue, are they breaking, that's just so much to look at. We talked about your bowel health, extremely important topic. Important to know how your bowels look. Discoloration, food particles, is there mucus, do they stick in the toilet bowl? There's a lot more questions around that. I test your zinc levels, also very important for immunity, and a lot of people are deficient, so it's good to know if you are, so you can supplement. It is hard to get enough zinc through food. Iodine testing, which I don't have here today. Stress testing, see if stress is impacting the body, not just emotional. We've got the physical stress of what you're eating, over-exercising, environmental and chemical stressors all impact the body. Blood pressure, always good to know where your blood pressure is.
Yes.
And blood glucose, so I take your blood sugars just to see where you are at the time, and I can also order your HbA1c, which is a greater indicator for your blood glucose levels. And then 2 very important blood tests are your cholesterol and your uric acid. So uric acid, how well are your kidneys functioning, and of course cholesterol, that's very important to know as well. So those are all the tests in a health check, and at the moment I'm running a special, so normally it's $65 for 30 minutes, all these tests, but I'm doing it for $50 just for this month of September.
Nice.
So great time to come in and just get a picture of your health and get to know some numbers.
Yeah, and that is very comprehensive with all the stuff that you test in 30 minutes.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes it's hard to get it all in, but
Yeah.
we do go over sometimes. But yeah, I think it's a pretty good deal to get everything done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. Well, it's been lovely chatting with you today again.
Thanks. You
Unfortunately,
too.
we're out of time, but very educational. If you want to get in touch with Heather about anything, what's your number?
Yep, so you can reach me on 027-812-5071. If you want to know more information about my services, the health check I just talked about, my website is food4life, so that's for.co.nz. Or email me at heather@foodforlife.co.nz, or come see me at G's Pharmacy in Taradale.
Awesome. Thank you so much, and we'll chat again next month.
Thanks, Jill.